Cycas. Cycas is one of the most widely distributed genus of the order Cycadales in Gymnosperm. There are many species of Cycas found all over the world, and till today 20 species has been described, in which 4 species are found in India. Today we are going to study about the external morphology of the Cycas. Sporophyte is the main plant body in Gymnosperm. So we are going to study about the morphology of the sporophyte. Systematic position of Cycas is it belongs to division Cycadophyta, class Cycadopsida, order Cycades, family Cycadaceae, and finally genus Cycas. There are 20 species present in all over the world. It belongs to Triassic period of Mesozoic era, which is also known as Age of Cycads, and is originated from seed ferns called Cycadophylicales. There are 20 species of cycas found all over the world, and as we discussed that there are 4 species of cycas which occur in India: Cycas circinalis, Cycas pectinata, Cycas rumphii, and Cycas bedomai. External morphology of cycas. The main sporophytic plant body, as you can see in the diagram, is differentiated into root, stem, and leaves. Here, stem is represented by trunk, and within leaves, you can also see the inflorescence present at the apex of the trunk. It is mostly, if we talk about the habit, nature of the cycas, so it is mostly present in the xerophytic habitat and is an evergreen, slow-growing, palm-like small tree. It shows similarity to palm-like morphology, but it is an average height of 1.5 to 3 meter. That is, it has a short height. So, you can see in this diagram the morphology of the cycas, where root, trunk, and leaves completes the morphology of the sporophyte of the cycas. Now moving on to root. There are 2 types of root present in the cycas: normal tap roots, and second are coralloid roots. Normal tap roots perform the function as such of roots present in that of gymnosperm. Roots are thick and short, but the lateral branches arising from the main root are thin and long. They are positively geotropic, that they respond positively to the gravity, and their main function is to provide support, and absorb water and minerals. Coralloid root. Coralloid root are apogeotropic in nature. Such means that they grow over the surface of the soil. They show dichotomous branching. Dichotomous branching, you can understand what we mean by the term dichotomous. If there is a single node from where the branches or any root or any stem need to arise, so a single point will give rise to 2 branches at the same time. After growing of these 2 branches, this again at single point will give rise to 2 branches, giving rise to a dichotomous pattern of branching. This whole pattern appears to be dichotomously branched, and same pattern occur in the coralloid root of cycas. In cycas, there are algal zone or algae present in the cortex of the root, such as anabena, which help in nitrogen fixation. So these endophytic algae or blue-green algae present in the cortex of these root are very necessary for nitrogen fixation. Now, moving on to stem. Stem is tuberous and subterranean. Subterranean means it is present under the soil also. Some part of the stem is also present beneath the soil. Okay. And its apical part is covered with brown scale leaves. As moving on to forward with leaves, we will see that the apex of the stem or trunk is covered with brown scaly leaves. There are two types of leaves present in Cycas. We are going to discuss in the upcoming section. So, in older plants, the stem is covered with persistent and woody leaf bases. Woody leaf bases, and these are also called as leaf scars. Some of the leaves, after falling off from the trunk, leaves the scars on the trunk, and these are called as leaf scars. It is unbranched generally, but if there is an injury sometimes, so it in the shoot apical meristem, it appears to be divided in two parts, and sometimes it appears to be dichotomously branched. But generally, stem of Cycas is unbranched. It is thick, columnar, and woody in nature. Columnar means cylindrical. Okay, woody, it means it has woody nature and is thick in width. Now moving on to leaves. There are two types of leaves as I told you, and so Cycas shows dimorphic leaf. Dimorphic means two types of leaves. First, foliage or assimilatory leaves. Why we are calling it as an assimilatory? Because of presence of chlorophyll, they are green in nature and responsible for making and storing food. So these are called assimilatory leaves. So these are large pinnately compound leaves and they form a crown at the top of the stem. So when the trunk is present, as you can see in our previous diagram, here trunk, they are forming a crown-like structure over the trunk. So these leaves, foliage leaves, form a crown-like structure over the top of the stem. And they are pinnately compound means the two leaflets are arising from a common rachis and therefore are called as pinnately compound, as you can see in the diagram. Leaflet, as I told you, are arranged on both the side of the rachis in the opposite manner. Okay, and the leaflet are sessile, elongate, and lanceolate in shape. Leaflet has a single midvein. You can see here they are sessile in nature, elongated and lanceolate in shape. They have a single midvein and they have no lateral vein. What is a leaflet? This single leaf which is arising from this main axis called rachis. This is called as rachis, and this single leaf is called as this single part is called as leaflet, and this whole is called as leaf. Within leaf, there are multiple leaflets. So it is a single midvein and no lateral vein. Leaf is circinate with circinately coiled leaflet. What is circinate? You can see here in the diagram. Circinate means rounding up of the apex of leaves. So they are circinate with circinately coiled leaflets. These are the leaflets arising. See, this is a single leaflet and this is an axis called rachis, and this whole you can call it as a leaf. So this is all about foliage and assimilatory leaves. I told you their function. They are green in nature and are responsible for photosynthesis and making food. Second type of leaf is scale leaves. As I told you, these scale leaves are present over the top of the trunk. They cover the trunk. They are small, rough, dry, and triangular. You can see they are rough in nature. They are have a hard texture. Okay. So because there is no chlorophyll present and they are covered with Rementa. They are not capable of carbon fixation because chlorophyll is absent, and their main function is to protect the apical meristem. Now, what is the apical meristem? What are, as I told you, they are present over the apex of the trunk. So, at apex of the trunk, they shoot apical meristem, and this shoot apical meristem is protected by the scaly leaves. Okay. Now, this scaly leaves when fall off from the apex of the stem, because they are hard in nature, so they leave scars. Anything that is hard will leave a scar. So they leave the scar on the stem or trunk, and they are called as woody leaf bases, called as leaf scars, as we discussed in a previous section in stem part. You can see here leaf scars, woody leaf bases. Okay, and they are persistent in nature. They never get filled up. They form permanent scars. What is rementa? A rementa, mm, you can you can describe rementa as the brown hairs. These are the brown hairs that cover the young leaf and scaly leaves of the cycle. They are bisel and bisel hairs that give brown color to the scaly leaves. See here, they are brown in color. So these are hair-like structures present over the scaly leaf, which give brown appearance to the scaly leaves. Okay, therefore the morphological appearance of scaly leaf are due to these brown hairs called as rementa. Understood? So this is all about the external morphology of the cycas. Thank you.